Hi, I'm Rebecca from Little Adventure Shop, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Big Agnes range of kids sleeping bags. Okay, so there's 3 bags in the range. First up, you've got the smaller bag, which is more of a baby into toddler. This is called the Little Red. It's a synthetic filled bag. Then underneath this we have the Wolverine, which is more of a kid's bag, also synthetic fill. So they're basically the same bags, just different sizes. And then underneath here, this one here is a down-filled bag. So I'm going to go into a bit more detail on all of that for a moment. But first of all, I just want to show you the compressibility of the bags. So if I'm just pop these out the way for a sec. And then we've got here, so this is how the Little Red comes. So this is the smallest synthetic bag. So it's a reasonable size, and then you can compress it down. Neither of them, or none of them rather, come with a compression sack, but if you wanted to squidge it down, you kind of get an idea. And then you've got the Wolverine here, obviously the bigger synthetic bag, again, reasonably compressible. And then finally, this is the down bag, and as you'd expect, it goes down much, much smaller if you want to compress it. So that's how the bags all come. Now let's look at each one individually in a bit more detail. So this is the Little Red sleeping bag, which is the smallest in the range. It's synthetic filled. Now, before we get into the features, let's talk about the temperature rating. So the temperature rating across the whole range of kids' bags is the same. So they all have a comfort limit of down to -7 degrees centigrade. Now, you need to take temperature ratings with kids' bags with a bit of a pinch of salt because they're all based on an adult mannequin. So I would suggest that all these bags are really good, solid 3-season bags. So I'd be happy to take my kids camping in them from like Easter right through to October, sort of half-term time in the UK. So really solid, good quality 3-season bags. Okay, let's get back to the features. So like I said, this is a synthetic filled bag. You can see from the amount of loft it's got, it's a really nice quality. It's got a zip on the side, which goes down to about there. When you open it up, you've got baffling around the neck and down the sides of the zip to keep out the drafts as well. Now, all the Big Agnes bags have something on the back, which looks like this. So this is like a sleeping mat sleeve. So I'll just show you how it works. I've got a sleeping mat I inflated earlier. So this is actually a Big Agnes bag. It's the divide insulated, the petite version, which is particularly good for kids. So all you do is you inflate your mat. They need to be, you don't have to use a Big Agnes bag, but it needs to be about 20 inches across from here to fit the sleeve. And all you do is you slide it through like this. You might need to sort of jiggle it around a bit. Make sure the bag's in the middle. And then, there we go. So the sleeping bag is nicely sitting in the middle of the sleeping mat. Now, quite a lot of kids wriggle a lot when they're camping or sleeping generally. So if your kid's rolling around in their sleeping bag, the idea is that they can roll around freely in the bag, but the bag isn't going to roll off the sleeping mat. So it's a really good idea because it kind of doesn't really matter how good your sleeping bag is if you roll off your sleeping mat in the middle of the night, because most of the cold comes up from the ground when we're camping. You're going to get cold. So this is a really, I mean, it's across the adult range as well in some of the bags, but it's particularly pertinent, I think, for the kids' bags, and it's a really super feature. So let's have a quick look at the Wolverine bag, which is here. So this is fundamentally exactly the same as the Little Red. It's just a bit bigger. So if I line them up and shift it along, you'll see you've got quite a bit more extension, length there. So the Little Red is good for up to about 4 foot, whereas this one is good for about 4 for 8. So I would, if I was buying into this range, if I had a 2-year-old, I'd probably go in with this size bag, and maybe 4 or 5-year-old, I'd go in at this size bag instead. It's quite a lot wider than the Little Red as well, so just better for the older child. So they're the 2 synthetic bags, great for everyday camping from sort of, like I said, Easter through to October time. Okay, let's have a look at the down bag now. So this is the Big Agnes Kids down bag. It's called the Torchlight, and it's got the same features obviously with the sleeping mat sleeve here. And if I just open the main zip up, you'll see it's got the baffle down the side of the zip to keep the breeze out, and also around the shoulders here. Now, obviously, being a down bag is quite an investment piece. So Big Agnes have sensibly made this so it will grow with your child. So firstly, you can extend the width of the bag. If you see, there's a second zip here. And that goes all the way down so you can extend the width. And if I just flip it up, we have the same zip on the other side of the bag. So it's getting quite a lot wider there with both of those undone. And then obviously you need to extend the length as well. And you've got just a simple hook and loop thing down here. I can just unroll that and you're getting another, well, good foot of extension off the bottom of the bag there. So that's where you get your 5 foot 4 height in total there. We've also got this little black tag here on all the bags. I'm not quite sure what it is. I think maybe it's there just to hang it up to air it or something. But yeah, so this is like the creme de la creme of the Big Agnes kids bags. It's really nice. Obviously, being down, it will compress really small. So if you're planning on doing any backpacking with your kids, this is probably a really good option for you. So I hope you found the video useful and we've given you a good idea of the differences between the bags. If you've got any more questions, please do pop it in the section below and we'll get back to you. Many thanks.